Well, hello and welcome to this week's Photography Pubcast. Before we get started, I just want to say that we had several issues during the recording of this week. Unfortunately, some of us had audio issues. Dave, unfortunately, dropped out of internet connection 2 or 3 times, so you might see him appearing and reappearing. We are aware of this situation. I can only apologise. Hopefully, the sound issues and the internet issues won't spoil your fun too much. Anyway, here it is. Hello and welcome to this week's Photography Pubcast. 30 something. Been going a long time now, haven't we? Oh,
it's a bit too long now, a bit fed up.
Yeah. Getting a bit stale, aren't we? Oh, is Dave gone?
No, just had enough of it.
Just picking his nose.
Dave's sniffing his finger.
Oh, he is, yeah.
Dave's gone, isn't he?
No, he's gone.
He's done a bit of
He's
bum
back.
time.
He's back. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
Oh, hang on. Is everyone recording?
Yeah.
Yes, Darren.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've covered it half an hour ago.
Bloody amateurs.
Sorry.
Anyway. Has Dave gone again? No, he's back.
No.
He's very
Dave, I tell you what, every now and then go like that.
Yeah, just sort of, I'm still here. Anyway, how are we all this week? Has anyone got anything they want to share? Any news? Anything exciting to say?
No.
Well, I've been on furlough this week.
Yeah? What have you been up to?
Living it large.
Loads of walks, sorting out the garden. Yeah, it's. I found it quite. I found it quite relaxing, actually, knowing that you're off for a week, but you can't go anywhere. Well, only you're paying for it, James.
Are you going to send me your bill?
I'm just going to send you the bill. I've had a chat with Boris, and I said, James said it's fine. Send the bill directly to James.
Jesus, lads. Quick, run through what you've been doing again.
No, I've just been going for some really nice walks. I've been sorting out the garden, but what I said, it's actually kind of quite refreshing. Because normally, if I'd have had a week off, I'd be thinking, well, what can I do with this week? I want to make kind of every second count. I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to do this. But knowing that you can't actually do anything, it's actually quite relaxing. And we've been so productive in the garden. It's been fantastic this week. I'm getting the pergola all ready for you guys, so we can do a pubcast from the back garden.
I'm sorry, Darren.
In the summer.
Look at Dave.
Oh, has he gone again?
I think he's going to see how long it takes for us to put cotton on. That's like a screenshot.
He's just got, for me,
just carry on.
all I can see is a blank screen. That's all I can see for Dave.
Right, yeah, we'll have to carry on because Dave, I think he'll be in and out, actually. Bless him.
That's good, Darren. That's
did you film anything, Darren, in the back garden?
I did something earlier during the week.
You're an itch, lad. You're right.
Please.
You caught something.
It's knocking round with them birds. You're getting too close to them.
Yeah, Monday or Tuesday I feel so. I don't know if I'm going to put it out tomorrow yet or next Saturday. I'm not too sure. So, but yeah, I've had a really good week. So back next week to work, and then off the week after that. So more in the garden.
Is that tit sleeping in your box?
It is.
Good.
It is.
Because my mum said if it's sleeping in your box, then it means it will nest in the box.
Oh.
So there you go.
And I don't want to count my robins.
No.
But the robin actually went inside the robin box the other day as well. So
did it have a little sign saying Robin Box?
Robin's box.
Is that what you knew it was in the right box?
Yes, it did. I have the arrows for the birds.
Yeah.
So
that's nice.
And then there's a little I've made a little pole, so once they kind of nest in there, they can drop the flag down and say reserved.
Yep.
And then that's it. Then.
Got you.
Well, if robins are anything like robins, they won't need to drop a flag down, will they? They'll just chase everything.
No, angry little sods, aren't they?
Yeah, cheeky, aren't they?
I'll tell you, you think they're bad, you want to see the blackcap I've got in my garden. Literally, it's like it goes onto a feeder and it'll eat. It's not one of those that goes on and flits off. It will sit there for a good minute, scoff in its face, and then you can see it's like sort of looks, goes, oh, right, I'm full now, and it'll fly off up into the tree. Little blue tit wants to come No, not a chance. It's the blue tick gets halfway and it's chased it off into like the next village. It's gone. It's a really unbelievably territorial little bugger, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, I remember, I think it was summer, I was digging over the garden and literally I rested my spade for what? Less than a minute. Robin flies down and flies onto my spade.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're really
you're
brave.
shy, aren't you? In and out, get some worms off the
You see a lot of people, like pictures on social media, where they've got their hand out with
they're
the
quite
seed in
brave
their hand,
little
and
birds.
I tried that this week with a blackbird. I actually went out into the garden this week to do a little bit of renovation, and this blackbird was literally, it flew down onto, it was in the tree, and I was out and about, and I sort of went, oh, you know, like you do, you're right. And it flew onto the perch, and I like to talk to the birds.
Dr. Doolittle.
It flew onto the perch, and it must have been, well, let's say it wasn't social distancing from me. It was less than 2 meters away from me, and it was just sitting there chirping at me.
Nice.
And actually, it wasn't just chirping; it was gobbing out some sort of husk of whatever it was it had been eating. Also, like every now and
Furball.
again. But yeah, no, it was just like it began like gob, gob. So I thought I'd try it with some birdseed. I sort of held the birdseed out, and it sort of looked at me as if say, "What are you doing, you idiot? I'm not going to come and feed off for you." And that was that. But yeah, it was quite a nice little interaction.
Good.
And you bought some expensive logs for your birds this week.
Yeah, 50 quid for 2. Unbelievable. Yeah. I had a bit of an accident. So I was collecting. So basically, I was crossing the road, the dual carriageway, to go and collect a couple of logs that have been chopped down, and my iPhone fell out my pocket onto the dual carriageway, and I just didn't have enough time to pick it up. There was a lorry coming, and that lorry missed it. That lorry swerved out the way, and I was like, "Result, I think I'm all right." But then 2 other lorries in a car ran straight over it. So after that, it was completely dead. So
Are you all right, Gary? Are you all right?
I'll tell you what, mate. You have no idea how much you miss a phone until you haven't got.
Oh, jeez, I know.
It's like I went to a tip.
Thinking about.
I did a tip run today, and we've got a booking system where you have to book in. And I've been there 3 times since the start of lockdown. And every time you book in, online, you turn up, you sit there in the car waiting. And you think they're gonna, and they just go, what are you waiting for? Just carry on. And I think, I haven't got to show anything. This time, no phone. Guy, I turn up, park up. Guy comes over. Have you got your reservation, mate? I was like, no. He's like, well, on your phone. Have you got you? And I'm like, I haven't got a phone at the moment. He's like, well, I'm sorry, you can't unload your stuff. He said, have you got your driving license? And I was like, no, not on me. I haven't got. He said, well, you're going to have to, I'm sorry.
Does your mum know where you are?
Yeah, I said to him, look, there's only 4 of us booked in. Can I not give you my address to tell you that I'm, who I am? And he's like, no, because you could just made that up. I'm like, how am I going to guess someone's address who's booked a thing? He said, have you got anything anywhere with your address on it? And I was like, hang on a minute. Yes, I have. I opened the boot up, 57 Amazon flat packed
What you should have said to him,
there you go, mate.
You should have said, right, go onto YouTube, RE Photography. Yeah. Don't you know who I am?
Exactly.
He'd have said,
look at that boat. Look, now, let me in.
He'd have said, of course, I associate you completely with rubbish. You're in. You're fine. But yeah, no, it was all right. But apparently they had the supervisor in, so he had to be following protocols. But yeah, not good. Lost my phone and not
insured.
A single bird. It is insured. It's cost me 50 quid excess, but not a single bird has landed on any of those logs yet, which cost me 50 quid. So absolute bonus. Anyway, moving on.
I have noticed that Dave moved briefly, but he's now statue again. So
I can hear you all.
He might be able to hear us. Not that that's going to help. Dave, can you
can
say
you
anything?
Is there anybody out there?
Yeah.
It's a shame, really, because he was.
Oh! Davros.
He was just telling us beforehand as well. He's bought himself a new £4,000 microphone. Can't even use it.
We can't. You're breaking.
Where are you from? Are you on the moon yet? It's one small step for man. One massive
Give us a
leap
bit of
for
take on
mankind.
me on your microphone.
It's gone.
it's
You
gone.
scared him off.
God,
I
he's on the
wanted
dark
to sing
side.
some I just thought we get so many wonderful comments, and I do try and reply as much as possible. Uncle Darren tells me off if I don't reply. Rightly so, Darren, rightly so. So I just wanted to just say a few names, drop a few names in, just, so if you're watching and your name comes up, you've not won nothing.
No.
But it's always good to get a bit of appreciation, I think, and also to give it back and say thank you very much for the many hours of drivel that you've put up with, and my drunkenness and everyone else's debauchery. So Kathleen Hickey, alright. Neil Thacker, very appreciated, Neil. Chris Patton pops up quite a bit. Daniel Retham, I always get your name wrong, Daniel. Elaine Smith, legend Elaine. She thought I was vulgar when she first met me, and now she is right, but she's a lovely lady, and she watches often, and she comments on every video. We've got Carl Edwards, of course. Hope you're feeling better, mate. Oh, that was months ago, but all that. Mark's photos. He always pops up, that lad. Yeah. Trevor Finnis, Brian Horsey, Barry Johnson. We've got John H. Pettigrew, David Collier, James Billings. Good lad, pops up. Rob Southall, John Flanagan, Darren Knight, I don't know who he is, Keith Ratcliffe, Mike on Twitter. Mike, he comments a lot, doesn't he?
Mike
Swales.
Mike Bannon.
Yeah. Bannon, fantastic.
Mike.
Yeah. Lovely encouragement and good stuff. Timber Geek. Thank you very much, everyone, and we really appreciate
thank
all
you.
the comments.
And also thank you as well, because we pass over 600 subscribers this week. 610 now,
Really?
so another 390. We can try and get our community page.
Times are hard, aren't they?
Yeah.
Times are hard.
Nothing better to do, obviously. You're not on Netflix.
Who, us?
People subscribing to us.
Pubflix.
Oh, don't start, Manny. Don't. Let's not go further than this.
Pubflix.
What we're going to?
Is that a new venture?
You're going to set up a whole new series of different programming.
Well, come on, Manny. I'll give yourself a plug, mate. Come on, because I think you need to tell everybody
What a
what's
butt
going
plug.
on. Not a butt plug.
Take it out. Please take it out.
I don't know what you mean.
You do.
I said I'm not saying anything.
You can.
Right.
You're all right.
First topic, then. Go on.
So how are we all doing with our entries for Landscape Photographer of the Year? We all put them in?
No, I've paid for the registration. I paid £25 just on uploading any or chosen any images yet. I'll do that tomorrow morning.
Dave.
Oh,
There we go.
Easy, yeah.
Oh,
We've been waiting for you, Dave.
Cheers, mate. Sorry about that. Turns out Mark Drakeford's in charge of our internet.
Oh, him. God, dear.
oh, you're a lot better now, though.
I
yeah.
think he is.
Right up to
Moving
speed.
with ease. It's lovely to see.
So yeah, we was just talking about who's entered Landscape Photography of the Year this year. I've put my
Who hasn't?
8 entrants in.
I've got them selected, but I've not paid my money as yet. So I've only got 7. I need to find one more.
Under what category, by the way? Because I asked this question.
I've got one in classic, majority in your view, and I think there's 2, possibly 3 in historic. What's the category, Gary?
Historic Britain, isn't it?
Historic Britain. That's it.
What made you decide from the classic view to your view? What was it?
Because I got a little bit confused, if I'm honest with you, on how far the manipulation can actually go in classic view. And I thought, well, if they wanted to see a raw file, and they thought that I'd done something that I shouldn't have done, then they're going to chuck it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I never edit heavily.
My interpretation of classic view is that it's literally every element in the photo stays as it is, except for the obvious adjustments, exposure, tone,
dust spots.
dust spots,
Things like that.
dodging and burning. You can do all of that, but you
Colour grading?
you can't clone anything out or put
Right.
anything in. I
Okay.
think
So
essentially,
Yeah, so the structure of the picture stays the same, but the look and feel and the ambience of it can change to suit the mood.
But not significantly. You can't change it. You can't change night to day or whatever. But,
No.
But
See, I wonder now
Scary
then,
placement.
because obviously, you know, Photoshop and Lightroom is hugely popular. I wonder, and obviously I think landscape photography in general is perhaps becoming possibly a little bit more popular. I wonder how many people are actually entering the classic view versus your view. I bet your view has a lot more entries than classic view.
I would imagine so. And I'll tell you something that I didn't realise until this year. The actual overall winner, so the picture of the forest with the garlic in it. Crisp. Yes, that one. That's right. That was a your view category. And I thought I was under the impression that you could only win it if you were in classic view.
In classic, yeah.
But clearly you can't. Clearly you don't have to be in classic view.
No. So a black and white entry could win overall.
Well, anything could win overall, I assume, if your view can win, because
that was it. Sorry.
Well, I'd say your view is probably the least. You're right.
How was that?
Sorry, I
Dropped your tin of biscuits.
I just kicked my cock over.
Oh yeah. Carry on.
I'd say your view is probably the least or the furthest away from probably the ethos of landscape photography of the year, isn't it? Really, because it's manipulation. You can manipulate as much as you want, really, in your view. So
Interesting.
How many black and whites you putting in, James?
Say again, sorry.
How many black and whites you putting in?
Well, maybe 2 or 3. I've got at least 2 in mind, definitely. But I'm going to go back. Last few years, may as well, because you allow entries going back to 2016, so why not?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Yeah.
I'll probably
So
go.
if you
maybe
use
classic.
up all your slots,
Go on, Dave.
Go on, we can hear you.
Good here.
I was going to say, if you use up all your slots, what if you take a really good picture in the next couple of months?
Yeah.
Well, that's for next year.
buy some more, another package, I guess.
It's a bundle of 25 for 8, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, you could do.
I haven't entered yet because I've got 2 vlogs that I've not put out yet, and one's in fog and one's in snow.
Oh, so you're hoping for another entry?
The tree, Jamie.
Oh yes, yeah, that
There's
one.
a shot there, you know.
Oh, I tell you what. While we're talking trees, did you see?
I know you're going to say.
Did you see Nev's
Nev.
tree?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that
Wow.
was beautiful, wasn't it? Simple, yeah, it did. Yeah. So simple, but so beautiful. Yeah.
It's like he lives in a caravan or something like that, a motorhome. He's everywhere, isn't he?
And
It's funny.
also Stuart McGlennon as well. His images this week.
Yeah,
Great with the horses and so. Fantastic.
Great Melfelds. Yeah. Amazing images from
Good
Stuart.
memories.
Nev's image, did you say?
Yeah.
Why haven't I seen this?
Oh, it's
Oh,
amazing.
it's great.
It's
You've been too busy doing your own thing, probably your own project.
Yeah, you've got too many projects on, mate.
Yeah.
Wearing yourself too
Spinning
thin.
plates.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen. My goodness me.
Have you seen it, Dave?
That's just popped up.
No.
It's just blown.
No, it's not that one.
No, it's not that one.
That's nice.
It's so good. It's so good.
I've been speaking to Nev this week.
Get him on. I bet he's a character.
Oh,
yeah, that'd be good.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
My
That's
goodness.
it, yeah.
See, why haven't I seen that come up on my timeline?
But that's
Actually,
not
there's
ready.
2, and one of them I've already liked. So I've missed one and saw the other.
It's interesting. What makes that so impactful?
Simplicity.
I think it's it's very simple, but B, it's the fact that normally with trees the trunk's very strong in the image and the rest of it's quite
obscured by
subtle,
mist, isn't it?
but the trunk is
like a
obscured.
gradient.
It's just completely at odds with what you normally see. That's a fantastic shot. Fantastic shot.
Can we put a link in the description to Nev's Twitter feed, or put a picture of that image up that we're
I will, yeah. I'll post
that we're talking about. Yeah.
It got highly commended last year. Do you know what? I'm sorry, Nev, mate, but I think you're worth a pony. I think you got win. That's a very. He's got some very strong images as well, Nev. If you go back to 6 months ago, wow.
Yeah,
and the one he got
talented.
commended on.
Yeah, I love that shot.
The snow.
He didn't even think
The snow. Yeah.
he wasn't going to enter it. Well,
No, he
it
wasn't,
was down at
no.
Owen Clark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Convinced.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where has he put this one then?
It's on Twitter, mate.
I was on that social media program that you don't use, though. Yeah.
Well,
Well, what
most
social
of
media
them-
are you on? What social media are you on, Dave?
Only on
What you on?
Facebook.
Right, I don't think it's possible.
No, I don't miss them. You know, it's only when somebody says, "Have you seen?" I'd like to have a look, but
We'll send you a screenshot.
do that, because I don't care enough to sign up to Twitter just to see that.
I'm struggling with Twitter. I've got to say,
I'm a bit.
Gary, you nailed it in Norman's Wisdom this week, ladies and gentlemen. Head over to Gary's channel and you must bloody watch it, because I say that quite strongly because there's a message in there, and it's a message that's been long forgotten. And we're too quick to judge. We're too quick. And do you know what? That's why I struggle with Twitter, because if you're not having bants, if you're not throwing shit, you're not involved.
It's just a poor man's platform, isn't it?
I've said this before, actually, but you know, because I watch a lot of boxing, the social media around boxing, that is brutal. I mean, I don't ever comment like on any of them forums or the social media accounts.
Wow.
You know, you'll get one comment, and it will just say, you know, oh, I thought that was, you know, like a really close fight, but, you know, at the end of the day, I think the best man won. You know, like a really kind of benign comment, a polite comment. And then the comments after that, are you effing stupid? What are you... And I'm looking at these comments tumbling down. I was thinking, Jesus Christ, the guy only said, you know, his opinion. He thought it was a close fight or whatever it may be. But I'd stay well clear of commenting on them channels.
Steady on, innit?
Yeah.
I think Twitter's fantastic for viewing. You know, people generally tend to put their latest images on Twitter, and if you're following the right people, you get to see some great images. But there's some of the stuff, I mean, like thanks for the plug, Mary, you really didn't need to, but that comment, and the comment itself was absolutely, I didn't have a problem with it. It's just someone saying, I think I'll stick to not putting my pictures on it because a couple of people don't like it. They've made comments, but the bile afterwards that came from people saying, oh, you know, tossers, wankers.
It's
dickheads.
easy though. It's easy though, isn't
That's
it?
what exactly what I do.
They haven't even read the original comments. The original comments could have been, are you allowed out? That could have been it. I mean, I'm not saying it was, but that could have been it. But they had no idea.
Do you know, I love it when someone posts something on the group as well. I can't remember the young man's name, and he posted an image of a tent in some snow in Wales. It was up in South Wales, I think, David. Today he posted it. And for me, you don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to explain yourself to anyone.
Got to justify yourself, though, haven't you?
Right
It's a
to
feeling.
put something out without having to explain when and where you took it, or even what settings are. And this lad put this on, and I thought, right, let's batten down the house, batten down the, you know, let's get ready.
That's it.
I've been drinking since 3 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen.
Subtitles available.
I thought this was the week you weren't going to be drinking.
I know.
It's down at 3:30.
I've had day off work, so I've been out all morning with little uns and had a walk and that. Anyway, I digress.
Listen, everyone. Batten down the houses, man is open.
Is it the hatches?
Yes,
Yeah.
Hatches.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Luckily, nothing's happened, but I could see that something was going to come with a backlash over this image, saying, "Well, you didn't take that, such a thing," you know. But further down, and it's all about reading, isn't it? If you don't read and don't look at it, if you just quickly glance and then bloody idiots running out with the cameras. This picture was took months ago.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
Silently laughing away in the background.
Well, it's quite an interesting social experiment, actually, isn't it? Just
Yeah.
post stuff like that with no commentary. Let it go. And just see what comes out. See the judgment that comes from people without any context or prior knowledge. And that's why last week I said I try to stay away from, commenting on anything really to do with other people's opinion, what other people decide to do, because you don't know the context at all, and you don't know this guy I was talking about. I don't know whereabouts in Scotland he is. I don't know whether he's a professional photographer. I don't know what the tier. I'm no expert on Scottish tiers. I don't know what's going on, but everyone else, Christ, they just leapt him.
Scottish tiers are heavier.
Yes, it's just.
Actually, tier 7.
Actually, that brings us on to Darren's question, actually, which we can talk about, which is social
Darren?
media is
it
social
true?
media killing landscape photography or enhancing it?
That's a damn good link, is that?
That's a good link.
Over to Darren.
So Darren, come on. What's your thoughts on it?
Well, I don't know. I sometimes think that I love social media for landscape photography and photography in general, but then sometimes I think I wish there wasn't so much kind of choice. I wish I would gone out and bought a really nice book or a really nice kind of magazine, or and I think sometimes I perhaps don't appreciate the standard of the photography just because there is just so much of it. And I tell you what, I tell you the whole reason why I posted that comment, and it was your photo, Mally, and I should have screenshotted it. It was a picture that you posted on
Those bloody
Instagram.
oak trees.
It just popped up just then, actually. It is this one. Can you see that?
Oh, those bloody oak trees.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I was scrolling through Instagram and I actually skipped past that image, and then all of a sudden I got about 3 images down and I thought, hang on a sec, I didn't even know it was you, and I thought, what was that bloody image I just looked at? And I scrolled back again, still didn't know it was you, and I just thought, oh, that is beautiful, that is, I really like that. Oh shit, it's Mally. And I just thought, I almost lost that image because I was too busy just doing this, on my phone scrolling. And so that's all I'm saying. I don't know. There's a lot of pluses, but sometimes there's a lot of negatives as well.
So your issue with it then is you're saying that it's almost information overload. There's too much.
Yeah, there's just too much,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit like, I think we spoke, back in the day, TV was so special when we only had like 3 channels or 4 channels. You had to sit down and watch things at a certain time. But now we've got like a million channels. We're flitting around all over the place and perhaps don't appreciate it as much.
Well, maybe Dave can enlighten us here, because you've lightened the load on social media, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't miss any of the stuff that I've jettisoned at all. I think that Darren's just illustrated it beautifully. Not only were my images being flicked past, but I was flicking past perfectly good images that in another context I would really enjoy. But in order to find those nuggets, I'd be scrolling past acres of dross. And life's too short for acres of dross. So I've started looking at things that I really want to look at. And it's kind of what I mentioned previously about taking this lockdown opportunity to look at recognised photographers and learn a bit. I looked at Flickr after we talked about it, signed up, put 1 picture up, and then thought, bollocks. So I've left it at that. But I got some followers for that 1 picture.
Flickr's
So
great
what have you
for
done
you're
then,
saying.
Dave? What have you done then, Dave?
Nothing. Nothing instead of. I've just totally retrenched. I contacted my mailing list and I put a note on my community tab on YouTube saying you'll only see my stuff either on Let's Create or on my own Facebook page. That's it. Nowhere else.
I'm getting to feel the same. I'm starting to find that I'm getting a little bit twitchy. I'm actually feeling that it's becoming a little bit of a problem.
You mean your screen time? Is that what you mean? Looking at social media? Same here. Totally agree.
It's starting to worry me.
It's just far too easy as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It does absorb your life, doesn't it? It takes over sometimes.
Oh God, it does.
Because it's always there, and you just want to refresh to see the next one and the next one. It's just an addiction.
But what's the alternative these days, though? What is the alternative?
Your website, your own website.
But how do you get? Yeah.
I've focused on let's create more and more, and I've kind of turned that. So there's a key point, I think, apart from the fact I find that I'm getting twitchy with it, is I don't see anything else but photography on my social media, because I've narrowed it down to things that I like and things that I want to see.
Who you follow, you mean?
I think that's important, that.
Because there's a lot of people I follow on Twitter who I've followed purely for the reason of photography, but they're also heavily involved with the political scene as well, which I try to keep away from.
Yes.
Who's
To be
that?
honest,
Who are you referring to?
I won't mention any names, but
We
damn
don't
good
know.
photographers, put it one way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, this is what I think we should all promote: zines or some form of book,
Yes.
because they're fairly cheap to produce, and they're your creation at the end of the day. Have you got any money to show us? I think you have, because you're twitching away.
I've just got Rachel Talibart's book.
Is that
and it
book.
did something to. I've got Adam Gibbs's and I've got Thomas Eaton's book, and so I've been building up a bit of a collection. But when I got Rachel Talibart's book, sorry Adam and Thomas, but she's pissed all over you. This book is exceptional.
quality?
It's exceptional. From the outer cover, the leaf, the embossment on it, the paper, the writing in it, and then image after image after image just ties nicely together. Don't get me wrong, Adam Gibbs and Thomas Eaton's books are the best books.
But Rachel
I've also
Talibar, she is a photographer, purely a photographer. And maybe that's the difference.
But you know, when you're flicking through your phone or you're on a website and stuff, I sat down and I made space on my desk here and I put the book down. I did the same thing with that. I just threw the book like that, just went straight through it. Then I went back and then I went through again and I picked my favourites and I went back. And it was like, oh, no way. We do that with social media, but I'm doing it with a physical object. And because it was a physical object, I felt calm.
Yeah.
I felt...
Yeah. You forget the tactileness of print and what you can actually enjoy from physically holding it and experiencing it, rather than just flicking on your phone screen all the time.
See, that was like my point, because like I say, when you have a book, you might do that. You might flick through it, but then you'll put it down. But then when you pick it up, you're still looking at the same images. Yeah. And then you'll put it down, then you'll pick it up, then you'll look at the same images. Yeah. Where social media is like, oh, that's a great picture, and then you forget about it. Unless it's a standout picture, say like Nev's tree that we just spoke about a second ago. It's gone.
So maybe that's a
forever.
good thing, then. If it has to be that good that it stops you in tracks, that's going to up the level, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
but I
just
think when you have a book, I don't know about you guys, Phil, but when you have a book and you're literally looking at, I spend more time looking at an image on that book. You know, you're really looking through the image, you're looking around the image, you know, and it's where social media, you just feel, that's awesome, I really like that. Next.
Yeah. I don't look at it like that at all.
Do you not?
If I come across an image that I like, I'll curate it and save
Spend
it.
some time.
And build. I've got a collection building of stuff that I find inspirational.
What on social media?
That I can learn from.
What, on social media?
Yeah. You can save them, you see. I nick a lot of pictures. I download. So what Dave's saying there, if I see something that, like for instance, we mentioned Nev's picture. I'll say Neil Burnell. So I've got quite a few of Neil Burnell's images that are just screen grabs, and I'll go back to them and enjoy them, because I think it's the same thing about curating your own social media as well, where you pick what you want to see, and when you see it, save it to your hard drive and go back and have a folder and just put, your faves, or I think mine's just called inspiration. It's somewhat simpler. It's on my desktop.
I have a different view as to why I think not necessarily that social media is killing landscape photography, but why I kind of take umbrage with it at times. For me, social media a lot of the time is about numbers. It's much more of a numbers game than it is a quality game. Yeah, because you can look at some. It's very easy to judge people's ability by the number of likes and the number of views that they get. And I think that if you're a bigger influence or presence on social media, people automatically assume that you're a bigger or better photographer. I remember going back, I used to, on Flickr, there used to be this guy, and I can't remember what his name is, Steve something. I don't think they even follow him anymore. But I was obsessed by his photography. He used to take landscapes in America with like storms and roads, roads leading off into the distance to a vanishing point with a really stormy sky. And I used to think it was amazing. But on top of that, I used to think this guy must be a brilliant photographer because he's getting every photograph is 99 plus likes on Flickr, 99 plus, and tell you how many. But then you look at it and it's just because he's got X number of thousands of people who follow him. And so he's going to get those, whether it's a good picture or an indifferent picture, he's always going to get a lot of likes because of his following. And that for me is what I think the problem is with social media rather than anything else.
There was a post on Twitter tonight. Now, I don't know who this guy was. I don't even know. Perhaps I follow him. I don't know. I didn't recognise it. But I think he was basically saying, I'm going to come off of Instagram now.
Lee Dory, yeah.
Lee Dory. I commented on it. Yeah.
Did you? I'm going to come off of Instagram because I'm not getting the, I don't know, but...
Why do you want to post every day? Why do you want to post every day?
Yeah.
What's with this? Oh, I'm coming off it because I'm posting every day. Don't post every day.
Why would you announce you're coming off it?
Embrace the technology. Pick your favourites out of it and save them. Like I said about saving them to your hard drive. I've got each and every one of you guys. Dave's gone. I've got everyone's pictures. I've got one Gary took in the trees about a month ago, I think, month and a half ago. I absolutely love that image. I've got images you got in Newham College. I've got an image of James's there goes back years ago that I've swiped off that was from up on was it Dow Crag? I'm going back a while. And I've got pictures from each and every one of you saved. I don't understand this I've got to post every day.
Is that because the people think that if they post every day, they'll get a bigger following?
Yeah, I think so.
Screw the following.
Exactly.
It's about photography and images and making connections with people.
Yeah, but this is what I was talking about, though. This is the problem, isn't it? It's the fact that people are desperate for the following because they think that exposure equals quality. And it's like, but I find that with my stuff though, I find that like I post stuff on Twitter. Jamie, you're the same, right? Jamie's had some that have exploded on Twitter, and I've had a few that have taken off on Twitter. But I feel that they're nowhere near my best photographs. It's just luck. It's just by luck they've taken off. They've got better. So that's not the amount of people looking at it and the amount of people retweeting and sharing isn't a mark of the quality. It's the mark of luck.
The value. They're only looking at it for a second and skip. So is that valuable that they're not stopping?
The problem for me though is that there are probably hundreds of brilliant photographers on Twitter who don't get any exposure at all because they don't have the profile of the larger photographers. So Twitter and social media in the whole it doesn't reward quality, it rewards playing the game. And that's where I have the issue with it.
But it's essentially a marketing tool. For a professional photographer, social media is a marketing tool, isn't it? Because look at Stuart McLennan, for instance. He's got a gallery. He wants people to come to his gallery and buy his prints. So he puts his work out there for all to share and enjoy. But essentially, he's putting it out there so he can promote his work, so people will come to his gallery and buy his prints. And that's what most professional photographers will use social media. Look at Mark Littlejohn. You know, I know he's not doing as much now, but he posts every day, and some of his work is awesome. But I'm sure he does a lot of that just to keep his profile on social media, so people recognise him and buy his work or order his prints or buy his presets, and that's absolutely fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
I agree with that. I think
And I
you're
can
spot
understand
on there,
that, yeah.
Jamie. You're spot on. I agree with that. It's a marketing tool. That's what it's always ever been. That's all I've ever said it is. It's a way to promote yourself. But at the same time, is when you complain about it, just chill out. Don't post every day then. Just enjoy other people's stuff and comment on other people's. This is a big one. This is a big one, this. If you love photography, it's not all give. It's not all take, it's about give. It's not all about just taking all the time. Look at that picture, look at that picture, look at that picture. Or posting your picture and waiting for people. Go and look at people, talk to people, engage with people. Marketing, still find a way to do it than go and talk to the people who are looking at your images, and then go and look at their images and genuinely appreciate them. Genuinely look at other people's work, because that's your environment, that's your job, that's the world you live in, is creativity. Go and embrace other people's work, and that's the key.
It's really strange though, isn't it, really? Because if you think about it, landscape photography and social media are diametrically opposite, because generally landscape photographers are quite introverted and they like being off on their own and they don't want to get involved with other people. But with social media, it's kind of like you have to get involved with other people. Do you know what I mean?
But not really though, because with social media you don't have to meet that person.
Well,
You
no,
have to
that's
be
true.
with that person. They're not in person.
That's true.
And landscape photography is quite a solitude.
I'd like
Isn't it?
to
You don't
shout
think
out a man that we all know. Jamie knows a bit more, I think. You've had many a conversation. John Gibbs. I know we don't say names and stuff, but on this occasion, John Gibbs, he's a fantastic photographer, and he doesn't play that. He does that quite well, where he appreciates work, he appreciates photography as art, and he also puts out work as and when he feels he's happy with it, that he's happy with what he's putting out. And I have a lot of time for photographers like that, because
It praises a lot as well, I've noticed. He retweets a lot.
He does.
He's very
Yeah.
popular. He comes across as a really nice guy as well.
Yeah. No, I've never met him, but he does come across as a really nice guy, down to earth guy. Yeah, and I think his work is very unique as well. It's quite abstract. He does a lot of abstract work, doesn't he? And I think some of that is very unusual, but actually very different as well from the normal stuff, because he loves his tunes. He is very good on social media in terms of supporting and promoting the community and his fellow pros, really, that need in these times the support, really.
I think one of the benefits of social media is the fact that without it we won't be able to see as much. It won't be as exposed as much. It's so simple to view someone's collections of images, isn't it? And then share. That's the main benefit. Of course, it's a marketing thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think Darren's made a good point. To me, leads me to the next thing, and it's linked this together about the way we see, the way we spend time looking at things. I think we're losing our ability to concentrate and focus.
Yes,
because
definitely.
of it.
I'll agree with that 100%.
And that worries
There's so
me.
much going on, constantly.
Yeah.
That's why there's more mental illness going around. There's more anxiety these days, because you're obliged to give constantly, give and comment, and you're under some sort of pressure, aren't you?
That's the problem with mobile phones, isn't it? And being online 24/7. It's like it's like having a device in your pocket that's saying, answer me all the time. You remember when we were younger, we used to go out and that'd be it. We'd be out, wouldn't we? We'd be gone out and no one would know where we were. We might pick up a phone from the local phone box and give someone a call, say, yeah, I'm all right, I'll be back later. But now it's like you're always, unless you're accident, don't you? You're always contactable. Always.
Tell you what.
Sorry, can I just interrupt just for a second? So perhaps I shouldn't, because I'm going to go kind of right off road here. But I was just talking about the phone box. I was listening to a clip from on YouTube of Billy Connolly, the legend that is Billy Connolly. And obviously this is a very old clip, and he was talking on this American chat show, I believe it was, and they said, when was the last time you got drunk? Because he was sober for like 30 years or something like that. And he said, the last time I got drunk, he said, I ended up in a phone box and I couldn't find my way out. And he said, and considering the phone was on one wall, that narrowed it down to 3. I still couldn't get out, so I had to call my manager, and the pips went, and the manager drove round and actually found him and just opened the door. And he said it was at that point I realised I needed to stop drinking. I thought, what a legend. I love Billy Connolly.
So we've had a question from Barry Johnson, and he said, as a topic for your next podcast, maybe each one of you could give us struggling photographers and a helping hand to keep our interest up, with one motivational tip from each of you to inspire us to keep going. Go. Motivation tips. What have we got? Stop.
Watch these lot.
Get off of social media.
Stop collecting.
I honestly, I mean that. It worked for me. Don't
stop photographing, but still involved with photography by looking through books.
Just literally,
Dave mentioned it the other week.
Stop trying to kind of force things and literally just take a break. Do other things within photography that you perhaps never had the time for. As we were talking earlier, reading a book, go on to some different websites. If you print, start printing, and just forget all about photography. Start looking at other aspects that you actually enjoy. As soon as you start to do that, for me, the motivation of photography came back just like that. All of a sudden, I was like, I can't wait. So I think sometimes when you're just trying to force it constantly, it's like we were talking about Instagram earlier, when you're constantly trying to post pictures or constantly trying to go out and take pictures, you just get on this treadmill. And I think it's great to have a break.
My father-in-law said, and it makes so much sense. When I used to moan, I'm really struggling at the moment. When I used to moan to him.
When was that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
When I used to moan to him, and he said,
it must be like a string of scenes out of Aeroplane, with all these people kind of literally just swinging from the rafters. You just know all these people lined up. Oh, Gary's been here.
Do you know it's really weird, right? There's a guy, and I'm not going to mention his name, and he watches us, and I'm friends with him on Facebook, and every time he talks, he messages me or he posts something to me, he seems really like a positive, happy guy. But every single post he posts on Facebook is so miserable and negative, right? And then I look at that and I think, that's me. That's what people see of me. Because I look at myself and
I'm glad you just said that, Gary.
I think I'm quite a happy-go-lucky sort of, I'm all right. I don't moan a lot. I'm all right.
Happy-go-lucky?
Yeah, well,
Jesus.
That's how
You told all of Twitter off the other day.
Have a word with yourself, Gary.
I view myself as quite a positive person.
Have you ever recorded yourself and played it back?
Start a YouTube channel.
That kind of fits before you interrupted me with what I was going to. No, but it fits. I was going to say, just have fun.
Too general. Be more specific.
It is fun. If you don't like editing pictures, you shouldn't be dealing in photography.
No, be more specific is what I said. It's
have
too
fun.
General. Right.
This is what my
Do you not smile when you get a picture? You think,
keep smiling.
Yeah.
This is what my father-in-law said. My father-in-law said that it's supposed to be a hobby, and a hobby is supposed to be something that you enjoy.
Fun.
So if you're not enjoying it, just stop.
Yes.
Because it's no longer fun. It's no longer a hobby. Hobbies are supposed to be for fun. And eventually you'll realise, I really miss photography. I want to go back and do it. Or you won't, and you'll find something else to do.
Fishing.
Yeah.
Is that allowed? Yeah.
Didn't Barry want us to motivate him in his photography rather than telling him to stop?
Yeah. But that in a way is helping.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get away from photography.
Just stop doing it. and you'll miss it.
Exactly. I think
Sell
it's
all
great
your
to have a
gear,
break.
Barry.
The end of life is.
Don't sell that telephoto lens out. It's a cracking lens.
Yeah. Well, you do what I do. I've still got me 60-metre pole in the shed.
What?
What's he still doing in there?
Can't do with it.
For fishing.
Is he
Same
gimp?
thing.
Fishing.
Same thing.
Is he clad in
Oh,
leather?
My golf clubs are upstairs, and I had a handicap of about 8.
Did you?
Did you really?
No, your handicap was that you had a mental age of 8.
Yeah.
Was you really, Mally? Was you playing off of 8?
I played a lot, yeah.
Did you really?
Does
Yeah.
everybody play golf? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I've got my
I
clubs
haven't
in the
played
garage.
golf for about 10 years, but yeah, I
that's
used to play a
exactly the
lot.
same.
It was like
Yeah.
where I am with photography. Imagine that with golf.
Jesus.
Golf and fishing. Yeah, I used to
Same.
do both of them. Yeah.
A pubcast round of golf.
Oh, this is what
Pitch
I'm
and putt,
thinking.
crazy golf. I won't go for that.
Okay, so I would say
What's with the hold on, Burns? What's with the disdain of just have fun?
Well, come on.
I'm more
Have fun.
accurate.
It's like, breathe. Have fun. What's that about? How do you have fun?
Keep smiling.
Keep smiling. Oh, shit, yeah, that's it. I'll keep smiling, have fun. Be more specific. What exactly?
What was
How would you have
fun?
fun? How?
With your camera.
By doing what?
By just enjoying
Replace
it.
it
By being
As your
happy.
butt plug?
If you've got a camera in your hand and you're going out taking pictures and you're not already having fun, sell your gear.
Okay.
What? How accurate do you want to get? If you're not happy, how can I get more descriptive about have fun?
So we've got a guy here
Come on, Burns.
who's lacking a bit of motivation. He knows he can get his camera and go out, but he needs some more motivation. So your advice to him, go out and just have fun.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just go and enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, put your camera down. Don't do photography.
So you're saying the same as Darren, then stop.
No, I'm saying do more. If you're having fun, have fun. Enjoy
He's
it.
not having fun.
He's not having
He's not
fun.
having fun.
He needs to be motivated to have fun.
I don't.
Have
That's
fun.
the problem.
Change your mindset, have fun.
I think the bottom line is he's asking the wrong people.
Yeah.
Ask someone else.
We're all enjoying. Who doesn't have fun when they're doing photography? Put your hand up.
What?
Who doesn't?
Who here doesn't have fun when you're doing photography?
It's not about us, Mally. It's all about poor
Well,
Barry.
do
Is
you-
it Barry?
do
Is it
you have
Barry?
fun?
wasn't it?
It's Barry.
Barry.
So-
yeah.
so-
Yeah,
there
but
you
Barry's
go.
not. Barry.
But
What about Barry?
I'm sorry, Barry, mate, but find
you-
a way to have fun. Look at your camera
Right.
and stroke it.
How?
I
You'll
don't
never
know.
make a good coach, you.
Because it's simple. Why are we complicating something
Not
that's
for
simple?
Barry. Barry's struggling.
Well, I'm sorry,
Barry
Barry.
needs help.
I'm not.
Hey,
Anyway.
Right. Don't you join the Samaritans, Mally, will you?
Here you
just
go.
smile.
Take that
Stop
to that
crying.
balcony.
Just don't jump. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Have fun.
How
Does he need to go
complicated
out with his camera with your podcast playing as well? Will that cheer him up? Will that make him have fun?
God, no.
have you got a podcast, Manny? Has Manny got a podcast?
God, no.
Who's on your podcast this week, Manny?
Not us.
No, not us.
But you're all here. I've already said this. Well, it'd just be wasting time, wouldn't it? And breath. Speaking to you like you're here.
So who is it this week? Who's on your podcast?
Have we moved on from that question now, then?
No, I'm just making Manny feel uncomfortable for 5 minutes, but then we'll carry on.
I'm having fun.
Who is?
Anyway. Going back to the original question.
Dave,
Oh, another one.
I think Dave had a suggestion.
Oh, yeah,
What were
okay,
you going to say,
yeah.
Dave?
Well, I mean, right now there isn't much you can do because there's a pandemic on, so it's very difficult to say, oh, do this, that, or the other, because you kind of can't. But one thing that I would most certainly do, and that I am doing, is thinking about where I'm going to go when I can. I've got some specific travel in mind, and you could be planning and looking at images and looking at routes and looking at locations and, just generally looking forward to coming out the other end of this god-awful pandemic with something really interesting to look forward to.
That's
And
fun.
if you're going to take your camera on a plane, go somewhere interesting, you know, at least you've got something to spend your time doing when you can't really go out your own front door much.
Yeah, I find it hard to explain that when it's just there to do.
See, I disagree. There is you can go out. You can still go outside. Just home in on the immediate surroundings.
Yeah, it kind of depends
You'd be
where you're
surprised.
located. Though,
Home in
James.
on what, James? Home in.
We'll
Home
do
in.
some abstract photography.
Home in on what? Abstract
in.
what? Trees,
Home in
grass,
and just have fun. Home
water.
in and fun.
Have fun.
No, you've just been an ass.
No, I'm not. You started the arse. You started the arse.
Fun.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. It's going to be okay. We're all having fun.
Keep smiling.
Barry, I've got some advice. Go and watch Mally's podcast.
So this week I've got Gavin Hardcastle
Hey.
on. And the reason why he's on there is because these lot just take piss out of me, and Gavin loves me. He loves me.
We don't take the piss out of you, man.
I'm joking.
I do.
Barry, just have fun, mate.
I'll tell you what you could do. You could go and watch some back catalogues of vloggers. That's what you could do. Go and get some inspiration. Go and watch someone you've never watched before and binge watch them. Like Dave Hurst, for instance. Go and watch some. I don't know if you've ever watched Dave Hurst. Go and watch some Dave Hurst vlogs. He's a good lad. He's got.
What's the classic?
He has fun.
Oh, the classic one is.
I'm not letting it go.
Dermot Water.
Andy's drone.
Andy's drone
Yeah,
crash.
Dermot
Yeah,
Water.
it is drone.
Go and watch that. I mean, if that doesn't cheer you up, nothing will.
Essential view.
That is so funny. That's one of my
Oh,
funniest
Paul
moments
Johnson.
ever.
Go back and watch some older Paul Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very first videos.
Yeah.
but
Go
don't
back
you
and
think
watch
you
the
got
original Henry
but don't you-
Turner.
Don't you think you've got a unique
New
opportunity? Hopefully, we'll never go through this again. So why keep doing the things that you could do at any time in your life? Why not do something totally different?
Like,
Stick a bird
You
feeder
can
up.
all,
Stick a bird feeder up in
Yeah.
the garden so you can get some
Yeah.
birds in. Do some
Macro
still life.
photographer.
yeah.
Abstract macro.
Do a bit of light painting in your garage. Turn all the lights out and do a bit of light painting.
And have fun.
Light painting.
Yeah.
What is he, 11?
80s.
Light painting.
Maybe focus stacking next.
Hey, I tell you what, light painting.
The old
helps-
spelling.
Yeah.
Dick. We all write Dick, don't we?
is Gary.
Have some
Gary.
fun.
Oh, Gary.
Well, actually, do you know what? Do you know what? I actually did when I first started doing. Well, not when I first started, but I did some light painting in here, and I wrote bulb on a bulb. It don't get any better than that, does it? I actually wrote the word bulb on a bulb.
Very
I'll have to
creative.
find you that picture. It's on my Flickr feed. If anyone wants to check it out, it's on my Flickr feed. Bulb on a bulb.
Another good way to get infused and inspired is go on a Facebook group. You know, somewhere like Let's Create would really help you with a community of people who have fun.
Or landscape
that's a good
photography
shout.
on YouTube, not UK, which apparently still exists, which I didn't even know still existed. No offence. I thought that had gone. I thought
And
they
you're a moderator.
I'm not. I'm never.
No,
was.
he knows who I'm talking to.
could Gary moderate anything? You just wind them up.
Bit harsh.
It's fair though. Honestly. So I hope
What
we've
about going
answered
back
you.
and re-editing some of your old pictures? How about doing something like that? Is that boring? I quite enjoy it, actually.
No.
I quite enjoy going back and looking at some of the shots that I've ignored in the past and just looking at them again and seeing, actually, is there a shot in there and can I bring it to life? And it's just practice, really, isn't it, more than anything else? Practicing your post-processing.
Do you not find that if you missed that image in the first place, or you passed by that image in the first place, it probably wasn't that good? It's like normally the images you take that you really like, you see them. If you have to go back and find it,
I don't know. If you leave an image for so long, I think you'd have a different view on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you can images.
I think your perception changes over the years.
Yeah.
You find things that you appreciate now that you maybe didn't appreciate at the time, and you've maybe overlooked it.
Try a different crop and
Yeah.
you'd be surprised. what
That's why I
difference a
said
crop
about
can make.
having things in focus. Because if it's in focus, it's sharp, you can keep it. And in 10 years from now, you might go back and you might see it in a different light, but at least it's in focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a shot that I took years ago, and it was a woodland shot. And because I've been obviously taking out a lot of woodland lately, my editing of woodland has changed since I first took that shot, and I re-edited it, and I quite liked the actual edit, just purely because I was using some techniques that I'm using today and I wasn't using then. I
saw that.
Came to life a little
I
bit.
saw that shot, but was that one that you'd already edited and put out and then re-edited? Or was that one that you completely disregarded?
No, that was one I'd edited and put out.
Yeah, which
and
meant there was
re-edited.
something in it in the first place.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm getting at.
potentially.
I think often when you go back and look through your collections just to find something, I think re-editing something is fine. But I often think if you just go back to look, you would have spotted that. Very rarely will you spot a gem or something worth doing that you look by, that you pass by in the first place, I think.
Yeah, maybe. I think, as you say, it just depends on what you want to do. If you're looking for a gem, then you probably, as you say, would have found it. But if you're looking for something just to have some practice on and do some work on from a processing perspective, using an old composition, then maybe that's something that you could have a go at.
And Lightroom has introduced new skills now, hasn't it? Sort of skills. Whatever. Colour grading,
Yeah.
for instance. It's introduced colour grading, so I would go.
I also think
splits on it.
the texture compared to clarity slider is a huge difference in Lightroom now. Where you were using clarity before, and it's really easy to butcher a shot. Using texture kind of is actually really useful now.
De-hairs as well.
Yeah.
I watched a video recently from Mads, and he says how much de-hairs slider can bring out his images now.
Yeah.
His woodland images. I think it was one of his 7 ways.
Was it 7 or was it 9? 7.
7, I think.
Yeah.
The magic number.
Or Barry, the other thing you could do, start vlogging. I mean, no one's mentioned that yet. Give vlogging a go. Wouldn't recommend it. You get a lot of
I
stick.
wouldn't recommend that for having fun.
Oh, God, no. Always at first 100. Might get used to having 100 episodes.
Yeah, maybe. I'll tell you what surprises me, the amount of vloggers that I've seen who've got a lot of subscribers and very few episodes. Like in the 30s and 40s. But I've been doing this now for, God, one was like 170 episodes, 170 vlogs, and I'm going nowhere, and these guys are doing really well, so there must be a method to it.
So you know.
Maybe.
So you know who shares your content.
It depends what the size of your pocketbook is. How much money you're going to spend on it.
But really?
If you come rocking up with a Sony A7R3 and you're vlogging on this, that and the other, and you've got all the gear, and then you're going to start investing money into buying subscribers, is that something we've ever thought about?
No.
People buy subscribers.
I tell you what, there's plenty.
Does that happen?
Can you? How do you buy subscribers?
You can
buy them in the packs of 5,000, 10,000,
I know
20,000.
2 or 3 vloggers.
I've never done it.
You know 2 or 3
Why would you
vloggers
want
that have bought subscribers.
Yeah.
It don't take a lot. Look at the views. Look at the subs.
Yes, they've got like 3 comments on a video, and the views will be like really low, and or the other way, they'll have high subs and high views but no comments on a video, and it's like, oh, hold on a minute, you've made a video and it's got 1 comment from like "come and dance with me, baby," and they've got 2,500 views, and they're hitting like 15,000 subs.
I mean, I've seen them on, say, Instagram. You know, we all get a post saying, you know, I'll kind of buy followers or whatever it is, but I've never seen anything like that on Instagram.
YouTube.
On YouTube, sorry. You must have to
cock
Cock again.
Oh.
Well, you put your bantam down.
Cock again.
That is a big one, though.
Why, Molly? Why?
It's my door stop.
What are you doing next to a door for? Easy getaway.
There's a door there. There's a door there. I'm the smallest room, and it's got 3 doors.
So I've never ever had any experience of or heard anything about buying YouTube.
No, nor have I.
Wow, yeah.
I've seen it on Instagram, and that's it. In fact, I've seen it on Instagram several times about buying subscribers, but I've never seen it on YouTube.
So do you have to search for it on Google or something? I mean, it's not actively. It can't be actively promoted on YouTube, can it? Because none of us have ever seen an advert. Oh, buy subscribers here.
So when you buy subscribers, are they real subscribers or are they just just fake accounts?
How many do you want?
Add to your numbers.
$209.99.
Really?
$839.99.
Bloody hell.
Can you send me that link?
So
I have done already.
But what's the point? It's not going to affect your view time. It's not going to.
You get banned off. You get banned off YouTube though.
So are they real people?
I didn't know this till a while ago, and it was quite a while back. And I found there was a certain photographer. I won't say the name. They seem to have disappeared actually. And this photographer, he liked me, and he said, "Oh, I love your stuff," and this, that, and the other. And I had a bit of banter, and then I looked at his channel, and he had 3,000 subscribers. He'd done 30 odd videos, and no comments on most of the videos. I was like, "Oh, that's strange. Isn't that strange?" Because one of the big things, as we know, is your community and your interaction amongst your viewers. So it's about building up a community. Like we mentioned the names earlier tonight, we shouted out those names. These are people I feel that we don't know them, but we know them, don't we?
No, by name.
They pop up all the time, and they put lovely comments, and we have a bit of banter, and we talk back. And there's a shared thing. But when you see a channel that's doing that, and you think, "Well, that's a bit weird," and I'd never done it, and then I've just done what James has done. I just searched for buy YouTube subscribers, and there it was, packs of them, packs and packs of them.
So are these real people?
No,
they're just fake. What?
So
just
just
fake
bots.
accounts.
Fake numbers. Yeah.
Just fake accounts.
Yeah.
Well, what's the benefit then? The benefit of that is to become monetized.
Well, you can blag people as well. Look at
but you still got to have your watch time hours to be monetized.
Yeah. So what's the benefit?
Promos. It might attract people.
Yeah, perhaps if someone thinks, "Oh, that guy's got 20,000 followers, he must be worth checking out."
Must be the business.
Possibly. Don't know.
And that ties back in, doesn't it, to my whole social media thing about
Marketing.
numbers. It being a numbers game and not a
no
quality game. So when we talk about YouTube and we talk about, let's say, relative success for the 6 of us, what's your metric on that? What's your metric? If you say, what do you say? I'm getting this, therefore I feel I'm doing okay. What is it? Is it
percentage of likes to views, comments, percentage of comments and likes, and the amount of views for them?
See, for me, all day long it's comments. If I get a decent number of comments, then I feel like I'm interacting and my videos are doing something. Not views, not subscribers, only comments. Comments is the most important.
See, people might still like it, so you get your people who comment as well as people who just don't want to comment.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
But they still like it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say, because people out there might pick on that as a vulnerability. So I'm not going to actually say what it is, but it's very important to me what this thing is. And it isn't views, it isn't comments. It's very important. It's why we do. It's why we do it. It's very important, photography, what you're creating as an art form. If someone was to say something along the lines about this, it would upset me. It's the only thing that would upset me.
What is it?
It's not about me, and it's not about the video.
It's about your pictures.
Yes.
Okay.
Now I've said it, it would upset me.
What is someone having a bad comment about any of your photography, mate?
I don't say all my images are like I put my heart and soul into it. And I know we can all make mistakes off Horizon or this, that and the other. And I know it's not an excuse, but I do put a lot of effort into producing me images, and it's a part of me, and it means so much to me. That means so much to me. So when people do comment about the images, sometimes I think, wow, that was worthwhile. It was worthwhile. Someone got enjoyment, was inspired by a photograph. Job done.
Yeah.
Do you find the majority of your comments are around your photography though?
Yeah,
Because
quite a bit.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you've got a vlog, you've got lots of photographs that you share. It's actually quite useful, or it's encouraging when they tag that photograph timeline.
Yes.
And then you think, okay, that's the one that's liked, or that's the one they like.
Yeah, usually that's the one I don't like.
Yeah.
It's always the same.
It's weird, isn't it?
Everyone goes, I really like that photo, and I'm like, that's the one I didn't like.
Yeah, true. It's true.
Subjective. It's the name of the game.
But talking about subjectivity, Mally, don't let other people's comments. I I understand where you're coming from. You want people to like your.
No. I don't want people to. No. I don't want people to like. It's hard to explain. I don't want people to like. I'm not saying put images out because I want people to like the image.
No, you want people to share your passion for them.
No, I just think it's great to be able to create a piece of photography and share it with people. But if someone was to say something quite derogatory about it, when I know that there's nothing wrong with it, so I'd personal insults wouldn't bother me, but insulting my photography would.
Without being constructive, you mean?
Yeah, just rude.
So, for instance, if someone said you're blowing your highlights, something like that.
There's no excuse for that.
Yeah, but then again, I think, what's wrong with that? Sometimes it's good to blow your highlights.
Yeah.
To tell you what, for me, one of the most interesting things I get out of it is
high key.
Let Dave talk.
Go on, Dave.
Sorry, I don't know whether you can hear me or not. That's why I keep
Yeah.
because I figure
Sorry,
if you're
David.
talking over me, it's because you can't hear me. No, all I was going to say was that for me, it's actually not so much the photography. The photography is almost incidental. It's when people say, we really like this particular area or that particular mountain or that particular lake, and they came and they had a really good time. People write in, and I get, it's almost like I'm some kind of tourist information service. But what I do like is I get messages after the fact where people say, we came, we had a few days, it was brilliant. And that, by a country mile, is the most rewarding thing, is that somebody tuned into YouTube, saw something I did and thought, I'll have a bit of that, and came away with a new respect for another location. And things like, Darren getting to know the area and starting to get familiarity with a few peaks and ridges. That's brilliant. Yeah. That's by far the most rewarding thing for me.
I think that's where you are unique within the six of us, because, well, maybe James to a point as well, but you are kind of Mr. Anglesey in Snowdonia. So people look at you as like a travel guide, as a companion, a travel companion. Whereas, and probably James as well, because most of James's are the Lake District, a few in the Yorkshire Dales, but most in the Lake District. Whereas the rest of us are a little bit sort of more of a. I know you do the Fens, Jamie, and I know you're a lot on the coast and whatever, Darren as well. But although you are a lot in the Snowdonia as well, but you are really sort of, you hone in, and that's your appeal. The fact that you take excellent photos, but also you're kind of. I'd imagine you get a lot of emails, is what I'm saying, tell me about Anglesey, tell me about Snowdonia.
Yeah. I mean, even as things stand at the moment, I probably get 8 or 10 emails a week. And very few are asking me about gear. It's usually about locations and travel arrangements and stuff.
Wow. I don't get anywhere near that, but I certainly do get some people contact me about home fair. and wanted to know how to get there, best place to park, and exactly what Dave's just said. I've had a couple of people do that, and I've obviously given them directions on how to get there, and then they've sent me an email back to say, just to let you know, we went the other day. Oh, isn't it a fantastic place? You know, me and the missus had a lovely walk around there. I got some shots. It was brilliant. Thanks ever so much for that. You know, and it is that, you know, inspiration piece that we talk about a lot, that it's just so rewarding when you've shared something that somebody else has got some enjoyment out of. So I totally get that.
Maybe that's another metric to judge, you know, to judge your YouTube success by. The fact that you're giving that, like Dave said earlier, you're giving that to other people, you know. And that is a brilliant thing, giving inspiration. Like I always said when I first started, if I can inspire one other person, then, you know, I feel like I've done my job.
That's very important.
Yeah.
For me, very, very important. The inspiration, the fact that I'm doing something that's positive.
I was just going to say, I'll never forget, I turned up at one of my favourite places in the Yorkshire Dales, so the Scales, and I parked up, and there's this chap at the side of me, and I got in my car, and he says, "You're James Burns?" I said, "Yeah." A guy called Robert Jones, you might recognise, because he does comment there. He basically said if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't be here in that very location. It's like, that's brilliant, that.
Yeah.
Just to inspire someone.
Yeah, that is good.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. But to use your video as well as a tool, you know, like you know, especially like for Dave, you know, I can imagine that so many people, and we were talking about people like leaving comments, you know, but I'd imagine, you know, a lot of people watch Dave's videos and they will leave comments, but I bet a lot of them don't, because they're actually on there literally just for the information that Dave provides, and then they will keep coming back time and time and time again. It's great.
I think that's the thing as well, that maybe it's easy to forget as a YouTuber, is that I watch loads of videos and I really enjoy them, and I don't leave a comment.
No.
And there's probably hundreds of people who watch your videos who really enjoy them but never comment on them. They just watch them and just enjoy them, and then just go about their business. And I feel guilty sometimes that I don't message other people enough to say, do you know what, actually, I really enjoy that. Look, I know this guy, we mentioned him a lot, Rob Alton. I watch all of his videos. I always enjoy them, always, you know, but I very rarely comment, you know, and I feel a bit guilty for that. But I guess that's something to take on board as well, the fact that there's probably a lot of people who watch us and have never commented.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, this would be interesting. If you've never commented on the podcast, but you watch and enjoy, just this week, just once, and this isn't asking for like gaining comments, just as an experiment, just comment and say, yeah, I watch you all the time, I watch you guys all the time, but I don't normally comment. You don't have to say anything else other than that, but it'd just be really interesting.
Click the like button, just to see kind of, you know. If that...
I'd like to see the comments though, personally, just to see who else watches but never comments, because that would be really interesting.
Don't forget as well, a lot of people do actually watch it on their TV.
Yes.
Yeah. Can't comment.
Yeah.
I've had comments on my channel before where someone's actually said like, oh look, you know, just it's not the first time commenting, but I've been watching you for ages, but it's difficult because we watch it on the TV, so we don't comment.
And if you do like, why don't you consider sharing and subscribe to the channel?
Ching ching.
Wasn't doing it for that. Wasn't doing it.
I'd just say a couple of names here as well of people that I find the videos, the hiking videos, and James will know one of them, the taxi driver.
Yeah, walking taxi driver.
If you
turn left.
We're
over the bridge. On the right hand side, there we go. It's Fleetwood Pike, looking beautiful.
Amazing.
We're at the top. What's it? It's amazing.
Oh, he's amazing. He's in his 70s, James.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. It's just unbelievable.
I'll tell you what I missed, and Darren put me onto this. That guy who drives around London and comments. Yeah. And he hasn't done any for ages, has he? No. Do you know the one I mean? The one who drives around in the car. He was brilliant. He was so...
Oh, he was his dash cam.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And he comments on the different traffic.
Yeah, you're all right, mate.
Was it the Jewish wedding as well?
Yes.
The Jewish area. Yeah.
That was so good.
He started dancing in front of him.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Andy Beck as well. He's another fella that.
Yes, the artist.
Well, we was going to do this before Christmas, so I've got a bit of ice in my mouth now. We was going to.
Well, you're that cool, Darren. Oh, bit of ice in there, if you know
Well, it's gone.
I'm just dribbling an icicle, you know what I mean? That dead cool. I got this.
No, I'll tell you what we should
my
do.
curry.
Why don't,
That's my
What?
curry.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
Ding dong.
Right.
Aye.
Well, thanks for joining us, folks.
Yeah.
Been great.
Get bored
Tune in
We've got
next
to go
week
now.
and it'll be pizza and Chinese.
It is 8 o'clock, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, 5 2. Sorry, what are we going to do, Darren? We're going to talk about favourite bloggers.
yeah, last year it was. Well, I don't know if you want to do that, and next week perhaps we can choose our favourite vloggers from 2020 and send perhaps or we share our screen or send you a link, Gal, where we just have 10, 15 seconds or half 30 seconds or something.
I'll tell you what, let's do that next week, shall we?
Yeah.
Because my just in case you're interested, I'm having a chicken shashlik and chips.
What?
Chicken shashlik
Chips.
and chips. Yeah. Oh my god, honestly. So, have you ever heard of a chicken? Do you know what a chicken shashlik is? It's basically like tandoori chicken, but you've also got like peppers and onions and all that, and then they put it with some tomatoes in the box, and then you get your chips, and you pour the shashlik on your chips, and all the sauce like soaks into it. Oh, it soaks into the chips. It's really nice.
Diet going well then, guys.
It's terrible. I do really like the hot stuff as well, but you can't beat a bit of chicken shashlik. Anyway, I think on that note, we better say goodbye for this week. It's been very enjoyable. I hope you've enjoyed it, Barry. I hope you've got everything that you need.
Have fun.
Get out there and have fun, Barry.
Be out in
Go
morning,
on.
first thing.
Yeah,
Smiling, having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, aye.
And please let us know in the comments that you've had fun.
Yes, please do. With your lens. Anyway, yeah, we hope you've enjoyed it this week, and we'll be back next week with our favourite vlogger, amongst other things. I'll give you a review on the chicken shashlik as well. And until then, goodbye.
See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
See there.